My name is Daniel Goleman. You may know me as the author of the book Emotional Intelligence, or EQ. For many decades, I've been involved in bringing emotional intelligence into schools. We call it social and emotional learning, SEL for short. There are 4 parts to emotional intelligence, each of which is taught in SEL programs. There's self-awareness, that's the first part. Self-management, which is the second. If you put those together, you get students who are well-behaved, disciplined. For example, they stand in queue, they wait their turn, they're orderly. For kindergartners, this is a very important lesson. The third part of emotional intelligence, taught in these programs, is empathy, knowing what others feel. And finally, the fourth, social skill, using how you manage yourself and how you sense other people are feeling for effective relationships. In the SEL program, all of these are seen as the basis for making good decisions throughout your life. This kindness curriculum is the first step in SEL. It builds a foundation for success in later life and in later grades. In life, it helps students become good parents, good workers, even good leaders. There's a massive study that was done of students who had SEL programs compared to those who did not. Over 270,000 students were in this analysis. It showed that there was a 10% improvement in what's called positive behavior, things like liking school, being well-behaved, a 10% drop in antisocial behavior, like misbehaving in class. And I think most important, there was an 11% improvement in academic achievement test scores. In other words, helping children manage their emotions and manage their relationships more effectively helps them be better students. It also builds important emotional intelligence strengths that will help them later in life. Here, it's important to understand the difference between IQ, purely cognitive abilities, and emotional intelligence. They're very different ways of being intelligent. IQ, cognitive ability, of course, helps you in academics. But once you're in the workplace, they don't matter quite as much. Emotional intelligence matters much more. Here's the reason. If you get an MBA or a nursing degree or a teaching degree, it means that you have a higher than average IQ. But once you enter the workplace in that profession, everyone else who's working with you has the same cognitive qualification, the same intellectual ability. But the differences emerge in how people handle themselves and how they handle their relationships. This is emotional intelligence. It's what's taught in the SEL programs. And of course, the kindness curriculum is the very beginning, the foundation of all of those. So emotional intelligence, it turns out, distinguishes star performers from average. This has been found in company after company, and particularly among leaders. So what you're doing with your kindergarten students and helping them get better at mastering themselves and tuning into other people, being kind, is helping them with skills that later in life can help them become outstanding performers. I just saw some surprising data from engineers in a global multinational manufacturing company. They rated other engineers who was the most effective as an engineer. It turned out that there was no relationship between ratings of effectiveness and IQ. The strong correlation was with emotional intelligence. So the very best programs in SEL involve teachers. This is why you are so important. It's very important that teachers model and embody the qualities of emotional intelligence, starting with being very mindful, with being able to know what you're feeling and manage that feeling. You teach every child in your classroom by the way you are, by your very being. And every moment you're with your students, you're teaching them.